So let me start out by kind of laying out what is the context from which I'm looking at it. The context that I'm looking at it is how does it enable enhanced learning? How does it facilitate learning? How does it improve it? I'm not going to go into the customization and whether it makes one-on-one learning possible and so on. So I'm sure one of my co-panelists will address that one. I'm just going to talk about the learning process itself. Now, if you look at the learning process, what happens when we learn? When we learn, essentially, our brains change. Why do our brains change? Because new connections are created and our neurotransmitters start moving about in a different set of parameters that then embeds the learning in our heads, right? That is the key to the learning process. So if I look at that as our objective as educators, right? Then the question is, how does AI facilitate this? AI can both facilitate this and it can cause a problem with that process. One of the speakers earlier had actually mentioned a very interesting point, which is AI a scaffolding for doing something, or is AI a substitute? So AI as a scaffolding in the learning processes where, for example, one of our earlier speakers, the gentleman from Sambalpur, what they have done is they have taken the case learning method and the front end of the method they have ported on to AI. So that makes it more likely that the first stage of the learning process in the head happens, and the next stage in the classroom is even more efficient, and even there you can deploy a different element of AI, which there are companies. There's one Sweden-based company that is actually doing that. So if you combine what IIM Sambalpur is doing with the Sweden-based company, you will do a lot more. And in both these cases, what you're essentially doing is you are pushing that human brain of the learner to act more in the way that allows them to learn faster and more efficiently, because you are being pushed by AI rather than allowing yourself to drive it on your own efforts. So with that as the context, therefore, at MDI Gurgaon, we have just started a process where we are trying to embed it institutionally. There are a lot of initiatives which are happening around at least 5 out of the 7 speakers who have gone up before, case-based in their own way. Then the use of AI in creation of CVs, use of AI in student evaluations. So a lot of the stuff is happening. I think the challenge for us as educators is how do we embed AI into our systems organizationally? And I don't think that we have a good answer to that yet at MDI Gurgaon. I had a conversation with somebody in OpenAI about a week ago. I'm having another conversation with Microsoft next week. And we want to make haste slowly. Like any other new technology, there is a hype cycle around it. And while it is clear that it will impact learning, as academics, our value add is that when we do something, we do it carefully in a way that is replicable and that lasts for a little bit longer. There is more stability. So whatever we do, we will take some considered decisions and we will move forward. But in bits and pieces, a lot of the stuff that different people have done, the TAPME one, the Jaipuria one, the Thapad one, the IIM Sambalpur one, in bits and pieces at the faculty level, it's already happening at MDI Gurgaon.